Hello everyone, welcome back to the. Today I'm going to show you a very against Fide Master. He's also a streamer and a very strong player. He's from US, I believe. This game was played from my older account, which I had to deactivate because that was not activating stream for me. So, but I fortunately saved the BGN. Today I'm going to show you a very instructive game on Caro Cann. Actually, it was not the main, but we played sideline opening, which proved to be a very good and a solid opening for me. Let's begin without any further delays. Let me first switch the boards. So I was black and he was particularly white. He opened with the e4, and I was really confident with my opening preparations. So I went on to c6 without wasting any further time. Now basically Carocann begins with 4 and d5. So that is the very basic structure for the Carocann. And so he went on to knight c3. So here kind of delayed d4, uh, which is uh, a kind of a plan. There are few considerations. You can play this, right? I mean, black is only and only going to play d5 to continue Caro Cann, but white have a lot of other variations. Yes, he can play d4 after that. He can also play knight to knight to f3. Sorry for that. So he can play knight to f3 and d4. Along with this, he can even take and go with d4. Then that is also a line. So I played 5, which is obviously very obvious move for me. He played knight to f3. So this position has a lot of replies. As you can see on this line, d cross e4 goes into the main line. Knight bishop g4 is the second most played move. Uh, e4 is also a move which goes into this kind of variation where knight goes on e7, blocks the bishop development, delays it, but that is a very fighting opening. So the move I played is the second most played move on lichess database. I played bishop g. The idea is to pen the knight and avoid the main variation, which is some sort of which is this kind of where you play this, but this proves to be better for white, I believe, because now if suppose we tend into this situation, this is kind of sorry, this is kind of a main line where now knight is coming up here, so I need to develop this first, and the bishop. This is after takes, queen takes. This is the main variation. So I don't want to jump it into that because that is obviously way too more positional, and these FMs are very good in grinding position. So I don't want to jump into that, and for to avoid that, I played bishop immediately strike with h3. Uh, so there is one basic idea of Caro Cann, which is you exchange a white bishop, which is kind of a bad bishop for black. I immediately took this knight. He took with the queen, and there is one main line which is e6, most played. Knight f3 is second play, most played, and d4. So, wow, there is also queen 7 move, but I don't think that is better. So here, without wasting the time, I was fully prepared with this line. D takes e4, and he took with the knight, and I immediately played knight f6. So here, the main move is bishop, which at that time he does not need that. Uh, as you can see, the engine is also suggesting take, and this turns into kind of path over variation where you have your have this kind of pawn structure, and but the only change in the position is queen is not on f3 in Tartako. So I took with the e pawn, and now you will say that these pawns are double, right? But actually, this is a strategic uh, thing. Take with the g set pawn, which is the Larsen variation, but I don't want it to open my king because I have two unfortunate short castle, long castle, and kind of uh, against this kind of player is really a dubious move. So Engine might be saying it's 1 plus 1.4, but I don't think so. It's really bad for black kind of play. So here he played bishop to c4, holding the diagonals, which is very logical, and we both went on castling. So after this, he tried to strike and gain at the center, which very natural. Before what he played, I normally develop my knight to 7, and now the good thing about this knight is now the rook is going to go at e8 square, and knight can just here to avoid this mating threats. So that is why in Caro Cann you play knight to f8. Here it was the first inaccuracy of the king. Tried to exchange the black bishop to avoid long run diagonals, and he's having so he wanted to get better compensation for the end game procedures and all. So here I went and continued with knight to f8. I don't want to take. I want him to take so that I can take with the queen, and later on I do have my rooks connected, and I do have the diagonal still in my hand. So he played rook f to e1. I went on here. I went on yeah. Here is the game in League database. Was played by my older account. It was against Grandmaster God. I am able to open it. Yeah. Here you can see this was the uh, exact position, and now he took with the bishop, which I believe was fine. Not that good move, but yeah, it was fine. As you can see, that is an inaccuracy. So I took with the rook to exchange the rooks, or either I will get the double rooks at the same round. To avoid that, he took immediately. I took with the pawn. Now you might be saying that the pawn is weak. Yes, that pawn is weak and easily attacked. I went to king f7, and he immediately gave check with the idea if I move away, kind of can just start grinding on this. Although his bishop was hanging, but uh, I believe after bishop takes and queen, he can collect the pawn. I went back, went to queen 4 with the idea to if I don't exchange, then he is going to go with the queen h6. I mean bishop h6, and also the e6 pawn is attacked. So I took, and I immediately played queen 7 to guard the pawn. He played h4. Now here is the interesting part of the game. So as soon as the game was proceeding further, he tried to grind on this way, whereas I immediately blocked. You will be witnessing next is that his h pawn continuously going crazily towards my king. So now this check is avoided. As soon as I saw that now there will not be any checks and my pawn quite well, he immediately pushed with h6 to quite open my king. But here I think this is the best move at this point. And he immediately played with queen e4, attacking my h7 pawn and gaining this. In fact, if let's say I play any dupe, suppose let's say I try to exchange the queen, will just take, As soon as you go here, there is this mate. So you don't want to land in that situation. I played this and he occupied the center by moving, which was quite good. I played king to g6, which was kind of a very nice square for my king, activated my king and quite weak. But no, I don't want to take on because somewhere, let's say this move comes in and then can strike in, and also already looking at that whole diagonal. So immediately played f4 to again open my king, and I don't want to that. No, I don't want. I refused to capture that pawn. He played king to f7, and I went on 7. Took to e7 was with the idea of exchange on the diagonal after this move. But yeah, obviously this is a blunder because now you can start pushing your pawns, and this is going to be battle for me. So end game. But he also blundered and played rook h1, guarding that pawn because now I can easily take that one by very heavy. This was a position where the game turned out to be in. I think the best move here is to either take, right, or else he can, or else what the best was that they both were playable. I mean, no, even this move was playable. So here, instead of everything, he played queen to h8, which is a very big blunder. As you can, pawn is quite weak. So you leave this pawn for a mating threat, which is not obviously going to happen really soon. But now the game turned and completely went on to my. From this move, I took the pawn first, went on king to 2, and now I went on to a queen e check and back and check. He went here. So now here is a very good move, which is f4, which I played. But if you will go here, I played f4, right? So now white has to take. I can take this, and if you will take, then there is a mate lying somewhere around it here, then there, right? So you cannot take uh, both the pawns. After f4, even if you go here, there is this check, and if you go here, then there is this, yeah, then there is this. So the way more obvious move was taking this f4 pawn. I immediately strike with the check. He went here. I gave this check, and now you will see my mistake. Went on to run away first, but then I immediately called him back on the fourth rank. So after this, I was winning a whole rook, but I don't want his right. So this check came in, and now I was a complete piece up. He tried bit of checks, but that was completely lost. Here, he was trying to somehow hold the position, but at move number, yeah, it was completely lost after this. You cannot do much. And here at this position, he resigned. And actually, he was streaming at that moment, and might be the case. No, I was not. So, there is one good saying that you have to wait patiently, no matter how strong the player is. You have to wait patiently at one single blunder, one single moment to win the whole game. Now, it was a complete bedrock game, which turned out to be, and obviously, being unrated, to beat Fide Master, quite an huge achievement. So here, this was all from my side. I hope you enjoyed the game. Like, share, subscribe my channel. I'll see you in a few more videos. Thank you so much.